Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, or good wherever you are. This is Talk Red Devils Talk back with another video. I tried recording this video earlier today, but unfortunately my phone was playing up with me today and it wouldn't let me record nothing. Yeah, so some of the notes that I've got behind the camera, I don't really need at the moment because I just watched something to do with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Matic on the post press conference before the game tomorrow, and he's already addressed a couple of bits. So yeah, I'm quite annoyed with that, but it is what it is. That's life. So realistically, my points today was going to be literally, Manchester United versus Inter Milan tomorrow, predictions, and who I think wasn't playing. And one of them I did put was Lukaku because I thought the reason why Lukaku wouldn't play tomorrow is either two things. Well, Ollie said it's his fitness. I don't think it is. It could be if that's one of the things, anyways, but I don't think it is. I think that's like a yeah. But the second thing I feel is that because he's playing the team that is actually wanting him. So Inter Milan are obviously they're eager to buy Lukaku. So it all depends on Lukaku now on what he wants to do on the transfer window. Because I've heard that Inter Milan want him, Juventus want him, Napoli want him. But it's a bit weird how he hasn't played the last three games. His training hasn't been up to scratch. He hasn't really wanted to do training, so it's quite funny how all of a sudden he's not really a part of this squad at the moment. It's a bit of a confusing time. So I mean, if he does leave, then it's a bit of a hit. It's a bit of a blow. Don't get me wrong, because he is a good football player, and I feel like that we haven't seen the proper inside of Lukaku yet. But I mean, if he feels happier, either with Juventus or Napoli or Inter Milan, then good for him. Go for it, sort of thing. My other ones were going to be Sanchez and Shaw. Sanchez, I don't think he'll be in because of his hamstring injury that he had. But if he is, that's fantastic. I don't think anybody actually mentioned anything about Sanchez. Shaw is apparently up to scratch. He's okay because I was going to say that Shaw may not be involved due to the injury in Perth, but Ollie said he's fine now, which is that's good because we don't need him getting any more injuries. And I did say about possibly De Gea as well, not making it, not getting involved. But at the moment, he's all right. So fingers crossed, he's a lot better now. So it'd be nice to see him back in the squad. And yeah, the other bits where I was going to talk about, was the latest on Bruno Fernandes and Harry Maguire transfer. And plus, there's been some sort of bid been made. Seen from sources that we're going for a Aubameyang from Arsenal. Um, so the Bruno Fernandes and the Harry Maguire, I am not too sure. Bruno Fernandes, I haven't heard anything else in the last couple of days, so I don't know what's happening with that. I really hope we do get him. I really hope that we do place a bid and get the player because he is a fantastic player and I think he would do really, really well for us in his squad. And I feel that with Matic being in that position, I feel Bruno Fernandes could sort of overcome Matic in that position. And I think Matic could be better off as a half-time player or a 70-minute player, or even if Bruno Fernandes is just running out of energy and he can't do no more, Matic could come there, or vice versa, the other way around. Because I feel like in this day and age with these footballers, Matic is a good footballer. Don't get me wrong, he plays the role well, but we need someone with a little bit more pace, better pass accuracy, and who can score goals, get up in the air, and isn't scared to have a challenge. So I think Bruno Fernandes is a perfect sort of placement for us. It'll be fantastic in that role. Um, the other things were going to be Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire at the moment, I have no idea what is happening. All I've seen is that we placed a 70 million bid, and obviously that was rejected. And then we placed a 80 million bid, which apparently was rejected as well. And then apparently Leicester are now asking for 90 to 95 million pounds for Harry Maguire. There is no way on this earth Man United can pay that kind of money. I'm not saying we haven't got that kind of money, but there's no way in hell we cannot pay that kind of money for Maguire. If we cannot scrape extra pounds from Ed or from the Glazers or whatever, to get Koulibaly, what the hell are we doing? Like, we cannot pay 90 to 95 million for Maguire. No way in hell can we do that, because he's going to be more expensive than De Ligt. And everybody knows what De Ligt's like at the moment. He's a young lad. He's bloody fantastic as a centre back. And then you got Van Dijk, who was hardly anything for Liverpool. And look at him, he teared it up last season. So it's going to be a whole, like, it would be, I don't know, I think my mind will get blown if we actually pay 90 to 95 million for Maguire. That's going to be a weird one. Fred, I just wanted to talk about Fred as well. I think with Fred's situation at Manchester United, do I see him having a Manchester United career? Yes, I do. I see Fred having a very, very good, successful career at Man United, but I just feel that he may need a loan spell, because I feel getting him with more experience in the Premier League, giving him another team either in the Premier League or the Championship, just to give him that buzz of knowing what it's like to play in the English football and more of it. Then, the season after that, then we can bring him back in and see how much he's learned, and we can see his progress, going up forward. So it'll be nice to see. It'll be nice to see if we can do that. If not, then fantastic. I don't mind either way. I don't mind, Fred coming in and playing as well, because he in my opinion, he's a very good football player. And the other two things I wanted to talk about was Longstaff's latest news and how United could or couldn't cope without players this season coming. So it is a very, very good question. I've seen it rolling around on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. On seeing other people posting it themselves. But I feel that, with Longstaff at the moment, I don't think that's happening. Longstaff said he's happy. He's happy where he is. So if that's the case, that's the case. You can't take the man away from what he's happy with. And with the player situation, I do feel that we can do really, really well with the players that we've got, because, I feel that in the last two games that we've shown a lot, especially against Leeds. I feel like, I know people are going to go, Leeds is a smaller team to United, but, years ago with the teams that we've had, we've got beaten by some really small teams. So I wouldn't put that past us, having that problem again. But going to, playing in Perth and having an amazing game against Leeds and beating them, not even beating them, but smashing them 4-0 with really, really great, energy. The fitness was there, everything was fantastic, and that was only our second game in our pre-season. So it is. I'm really looking forward to how everything's going to go and what can happen. And I feel like what United won't be able to cope with at the moment with the player situation is if we're going to lose a lot of them. So the problem is, I don't want us to lose Lukaku. Yeah, you can hate me. I don't want us to lose Paul Pogba, because I feel like we can honestly build a squad around this man. If you haven't watched the Leeds game, you need to watch the highlights. He was fantastic. He doesn't do a lot, but what he does do makes sense. He makes it count every single time he's playing. Every time he's playing, he is making sense of what he does. I feel like last season, his fitness wasn't there. This time around, his fitness is there. And there's no more suggestions, no more transfers or nothing with Pogba. So fingers crossed he stays with us, because I feel like that he can give us a very, very, very successful season. So I'm really looking forward to that. And Lukaku, again, I feel like we need someone like him there, sort of thing, because it would be nice to, see Lukaku there in that sort of form that he was when he was at Everton. It'd be lovely to see that form, but I don't know whether we can get that out of him, and that's probably why we're making a bid for Aubameyang. And because Aubameyang is quick, he can jump in the air, he's decent shooting, and he can get into the right positions. Fair enough, fantastic, but I don't know whether we need him. I reckon we could keep Lukaku and just get the guy's fitness up to scratch and focus on the striking coaches, everything. Focus on him getting that ability back again to do what he used to do in Everton. And I think that'll be, once we do that, it'll be a fantastic season. But I do see Rashford doing really, really well this season. Daniel James, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, Darlow, De Gea, Romero. I see all these players doing really, really well. You got Greenwood, youth boy, came in, fantastic. And I think because obviously he can shoot from either left or right footed, he can move into the left or the right or the middle. He doesn't care where he is. I reckon he is guaranteed scoring goals this season. And I think that his first game against our first game against Chelsea for the season, I do feel that he will play and score in that game. If we play like we did against Leeds, in my personal opinion, and you can hate me as much as you want, Chelsea fans can hate me as much as you want, I personally think that we can beat Chelsea 3-0 on on a day like that we did against Leeds. I reckon we can beat Chelsea 3-0. So hate me as much as you want, but I'm a United fan. I'm going to say it how it is. I'm going to big United up as much as I can. But, if I don't like anything about United, I'll tell you, because obviously I'm quite a truthful person when it comes to my team, because I love them to pieces. But yeah, that's it. To be fair, guys, there's nothing much I need to sort of make notes of. I'm done pretty much everything I've said. I wanted to try and make it earlier, but my camera had to mess up. But everything seems to be okay at the moment, so fingers crossed we'll get more videos out for you. It's been your boy Talk Red Devils Talk with another video. Take care, guys. Bye bye.